This edition is sponsored by Icon Coolers, the cool alternative.
Welcome to the latest edition of the Parsons Perspective, hosted by legend of saltwater fishing, Captain Lee Parsons. On this edition, Captain Lee talks about the importance of being stealthy when fishing. He provides interesting tips on how you can improve your fishing results. Now, here's Captain Lee.
What are steps you can take to be quiet?
Okay. Today I'm going to talk about being quiet in a boat. And that means slamming of a locker, slamming of a cooler, which is the biggest problem I have on my boat is, the kids want to do it. The kids get nervous and they want to sit there and thump their foot on the hatch cover of the seat and things like that. Especially if you're fishing shallow, man, fish hear it from a long, long ways off. When you're being quiet, you want to run your trolling motor as slow as you can so that it's not hitting the bottom, but yet you've still got the momentum you need. The faster you push it, the further away they're going to hear you, the harder it is to get up on top of them. You also got to look for the visual while you're going slow. If you spook them, you want to spook them from a distance, but you also want to be able to stop the noise immediately and let them settle right back down before they scurry off. It'll make it a whole lot easier for you to catch more fish doing that. Find a pair of shoes, boots, whatever, that when you walk, you're not going thump, 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 thump. Your foot walking on the gunnel of the boat or the bow of the boat, even getting your balance, you need to learn how to walk soft. You can start that in your living room just by being observant of you walking from your sofa into the kitchen to grab you a cool one or a hot one or whatever and coming back. Listen to yourself walking. If you can hear yourself in the house, then if you're walking in a boat, you can really hear yourself. So you've got to learn how to walk softly. You're going to walk softly and you're going to carry a big stick. And you want to be careful when you're doing that. So just learn how to walk soft, learn how to cast without rocking the boat. A lot of people just lift their feet up and down. No, just learn how to cast and hold your feet together and how to be quiet. Just listen to yourself. Get in the boat while it's on the trailer and walk from one end to the other and see where the spots are that you have trouble walking. Going around the gunnels or going around the console is probably one of the biggest problems I see with people walking and stomping is because they don't have the footing that they want. They have to hold on to something and try and get by, and it's much easier if you can learn how to walk, and it's just kind of learning things on your own and being observant. Listen, and if you hear noises that you're making, then you've got to change it. I had a place in my armature in my trolling motor that went out, and man, it just made all sorts of racket, and I didn't want to have to spend $200 to get it fixed, but it's spooking the fish, and you can't live with stuff like that. You've got to learn how to keep everything on the boat quiet. I prefer the power pole over an anchor. If I'm going to use an anchor, I tend to use like a mushroom or anchor similar to that, which has 3 flukes on it, and I'll tie it straight on to a piece of nylon rope, and I'll ease it over the stern of the boat as I'm coming into a place and let it come tight on that piece of nylon rope if I'm going to use an anchor. And it's much quieter, especially in the shallows, than it is to put over a piece of chain. Chain's very noisy, so you've got to be observant of the chain. A power pole power pole is one of the best things you can do. I prefer to have one that moves a little quicker than most. The slower it goes, the noisier it is, the longer the motor stays on. And a power pole, you can adjust how fast it comes down or goes up. I prefer it goes down quicker and comes up quicker, because a lot of times I stop, fish the school of fish, and notice that they've moved down a little bit, and I just want to pick up the power pole and slide the boat down another 25 to 50 feet and put the power pole back down. So I want it to come up quick and not make a whole lot of noise because they hear it, and I want it to go down quick. The other thing I have done in my boat is I've quit using a bilge pump or a live well pump because they're fairly noisy. And what I tend to do is I put a bubbler in mine and I fill it up and I run this bubbler, and I use a big bubbler. And it's got 2 hoses on it, puts a lot of air in it. I can keep bait alive and healthy and kicking well with a lot of bait in my live well for about 5 to 6 hours without having to worry about it getting red-nosed or anything else. I made a live well for my boat a while back, and maybe one day we'll do a video on what I did for a live well, and that'll give you guys some ideas of what you can do. But I built a leaning post and a live well with storage on either side of the live well, and it works out really, really well. So maybe one day we'll do a video on that. But learn how to make things quiet in your boat, you know. Don't run the radio while you're fishing. Don't run the radio when you're coming up to a spot you want to fish. You know, turn it off, listen to nature. Nature's a whole lot better than the radio anyway. If you're out there to listen to a radio, go find you a sandbar and, you know, get a cold one and have fun swimming around, and you can have the radio on as loud as you want to. But when you're fishing, turn the radio off. Inshore, it really makes a big difference. I don't care what people say. I see it. It makes a difference. So if you have any questions, give me a call. I'll be glad to try and answer anything I can for you guys. Y'all have a good one. Thanks for listening.